Ahoy there! You're listening to Do Go On. My name is Dave Warnicky, and I am joined by Mr. Matt Stewart and Miss Jess Perkins.
Hello. Ahoy hoy. Toot toot.
I put a bit of a ahoy, like slightly Irishy sort of voice. I didn't mean to, but
Irishy.
I thought it was a pirate thing.
Yeah.
no, I wanted it to be parody, but then
Irish pirate.
Now you think you sounded Irish.
yes.
Can't Irish
Is that
be
okay?
pirates?
Yeah,
Well, I'm not saying they
hey,
can't be. Hey, I'm not oppressing anyone. Whoa,
They
whoa.
can be whatever they want to be.
Thank you.
They can river dance and they can pirate.
Oh, well.
Well, and one of those things is valuable. That's right. Piracy is more valuable than Riverdance. Oh no.
Oh wow, we're at it
I
again.
know. 30 seconds in. Are we going well, mateys?
We are, me captain.
Thank you. I'm the captain. I like that.
Boop boop.
Yeah, I reckon you're the captain.
Land.
Land ahoy.
Ahoy.
Walk the plank, you bastard.
You dirty dog. You sea dog. Davy Jones locker.
I love that phrase, Davy Jones locker.
Yeah.
Oh, you're Davy. Matt's Jones, and I'm the locker.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes
If you
sense.
tell Jess a secret, she will not tell anyone.
Yeah, like the time you told me about that rash you had. I didn't tell anybody that.
What
Oh,
rash? Oh no.
No, what
Dave,
have I
did you have a
done?
rash?
He realised that I was looking at him but hadn't addressed him.
Oh,
and he could get
damn.
away with it.
Yes, I had
Podcast.
smallpox. All right.
All right.
Guilty as charged.
Well, what was
Research
there
for the
only
show
small?
is very intense.
Yeah, I told you, we do work really hard at researching in this show. Maybe
We-
too hard. Maybe too hard.
Well-
I'd say not in my case. But
Yeah, okay. Which is great because it is your turn to present a topic this week.
yes.
I like that phrase. To present a topic. I like that. Matt, you are the presenter.
I'm
Have we
presenting.
not said that before? I'm sure we
No.
have.
He's presenting.
No, I just like it. It makes me think of previous topic, David Attenborough. Like we are
We're presenter.
somehow
We're
presenting.
presenters.
When he says they're presenting, it means something else, though.
Very true. Very true. Something a whole lot better than this show, but still.
Yeah.
Animal fucking. But Matt, it's your turn to do a report,
To do a go on.
to do a present. And as always, you are about to apologise about the lack of research you have done.
No apologies.
Oh, great.
This you get what you deserve sometimes.
Who our listeners get what they deserve? What have
Oh.
they done?
Well, no, just in life, you know.
All right. Oh, okay.
Sometimes you give what you get. You get what you give.
Yeah, again, they've done nothing to deserve a shoddy report.
But having said that, it's a free podcast, so essentially, get what you pay for.
Yeah,
that what you're saying, Matt?
Fuck them. Is that what you're saying?
No, I'm not saying
Good
that at all.
heavens,
I love our
Matthew.
listeners.
How much? Enough to do a good report for
Heaps,
them?
yeah.
Apparently not.
Well, no, they disagree. I get nothing but good feedback.
Yeah, when you're drunk, they love it.
Yeah, we got a
Really?
tweet this week saying, when you do your next drunk episode, like it's a thing that we do on purpose. I love that.
It's not just that our podcasting has to fit in around the rest of our lives. So sometimes one of us has been
Yes.
drinking that day.
It can happen.
Yeah.
And more often than not, in fact, 100% of the time, it has been Mr. Matt Stewart.
Yeah.
Well, that doesn't sound great, but I have a fun life, so I'm okay.
Yeah, you're all right.
I'll drink away the shame, which I think is healthy.
Yeah, that's a good way to do it. Just repress it.
All this talk about drinking is very appropriate for this topic.
Is it?
Oh, is
Well,
it?
the listeners at home will be like, oh, yes, this links up very nicely.
But
I s-
we
I
do
see-
not
I
as yet
see
know.
what he's done there.
He's segueing. Segueing.
Now, as Jess says, we have no idea what you're talking about. And I find this to be one of the more exciting times in my week because we're about to talk about something. I'm about to learn about something I don't know what it is.
That's exciting to you?
Yeah, it is. I'm the nerdy one on the show. We
Yeah.
know that. We know that.
We do
Matt's
know
the cool boy.
And Jess, you're the joyful soul.
Aww.
That's the best one by
I was-
far.
I know, that's much
Yeah.
better than a nerd. And what was Matt?
I can't
The
remember.
cool boy.
Oh,
The
the
cool
cool
boy.
boy.
That's pretty great. I was
That's not
expecting
bad.
an insult, so thank you.
Yeah, that's right.
I was
Sometimes
waiting for something.
I give compliments when they're least expected. When I'm in the middle of an argument, I say, God, your eyes are beautiful. And they're like, oh, I'm trying to rob this bank. All right.
Is that what you get in an argument about? Hey, don't rob this bank. I don't think it's a good idea. Well, we do think it's a good idea.
God, your eyes are beautiful.
All right.
Oh, right.
I'm really thinking my life choices. And then they leave and I go on with my day.
Uh-huh. Silent hero.
And here I am. That was my morning. So
Oh, wow.
Wowzers.
good to be here.
It's weird you hadn't yet mentioned that.
Well, I like to slip my stories in when people least expect it. People are like, give us all your money. And I'm like, did you know that one time my parents owned a chow chow dog? And they're like, this is not appropriate. And then they leave and I've saved the situation again. It's very good.
Is
Wow.
that a made-up thing?
No, they owned a chow chow. Do you know what a chow chow?
No, what's a chow chow?
It's like,
Edible dog?
no, it's a chow
Sounds
chow
like
down.
a dog that's got like a bowl built
No,
into it.
They're kind of rare.
In its back. and
What
it
is
just-
wrong with you?
Get over here, chow chow dog. It's dinner time. What are we serving up today?
Like it's got a bowl that's stuck taped to his back.
Stuck taped.
Yeah, stock taped in. Oh,
What?
what are we?
What's a chow chow dog?
Oh, it's one of those. You know when you go, you see, I don't know, maybe have like a Chinese temple or something in that vein, and it has dogs guarding it.
Oh, yeah.
They're models of chow chow dogs. They're like an ancient sort of Chinese dog,
Oh,
and they're quite rare. But you can get them here, and yeah, my dad loves them. We had two when I was growing up.
cool.
Yeah, both had
What are their names?
Chinese names. Ming was the first one, and the second one was Mei Li,
Oh,
and they
that's-
have purple tongues.
What?
And one time when my dad took the dog to the vet just for an annual checkup, the vet was like, he was a new vet. He was like, "What's wrong with this dog? I think it's dying. It's got a purple tongue." And the senior vet was like, "No, that's just what they look like."
Yeah, have you ever looked at its tongue before, Dave's dad? You dick?
No, my dad was confused. Just the vet.
Oh, the vet was confused.
Yeah, the
Pay
new trainee
attention,
vet.
Matthew.
Look, I have to be honest, I do zone out a lot when Dave talks.
I know, mate. I know.
Story of my life.
Another story he'll tell in another inconvenient.
The boring
Location.
story of Dave's life.
Well, that was a little too far. Jesus. But we're not here to talk about my dogs.
Or your boring life.
Well, if we had a Venn diagram, the dog chat and the boring life does cross over quite a lot. We're here to talk about Matt
Something.
Stewart's topic. I thought you'd be rejoicing in my boring conversation because it puts off the time you have to talk about something.
No, I can't wait to talk about this very interesting topic.
You sound enthusiastic.
Here's the question. We always start with a question.
Mhm.
Regular listeners would know that. And that is a question about the topic that I ask these guys, right? And then they answer it. And it's a really fun way to get into the topic. It's very good fun.
Can I just say that it just accidentally happened because I decided to present the first report with the topic just as a way to get into it. And then it just
Yeah.
happened from
It
then
was,
on.
it was really organic. That's what I liked about it. Very organic.
Now it's forced, but it started in an
Oh, yeah.
organic way.
The
Yeah.
first episode was organic. 50 episodes since then.
It's all
All forced.
scripted.
Very artificial.
We don't even record this in the same room anymore.
Yeah, no. We
We-
read from a script.
We record our bits separately.
Line. Do go on. Sorry, that's what I was going to say. Do go on.
Matt, what's the question?
Question this week. Which Australian band performed 12 sold-out shows at Madison Square Garden Theatre in New York City in 2003?
2003. An Aussie band.
An Aussie band.
12
sold
the-
out shows.
at the MSG. That's like one of the pinnacle,
But
many
is
would
it-
say, of performance.
Is it an older band that were doing a like?
Like a comeback?
Yeah.
No, they were sort of moving into their peak.
In 2003.
They've been around, 10 years or so.
Who was big in 2003?
Oh, Aussie bands. Well, the big Aussie bands are always the Powderfingers, but the Silverchairs. I mean, Silverchair were big, I believe, in their first album overseas, but I don't think in 2003
Yeah,
they'd be
I
big in the US.
In the US.
Oh, is it Jet?
No.
Because they
not
had,
sure.
they were quite big
Yeah,
there,
they sold a
yeah.
few million albums in the US.
I
They
saw
were-
Jet at the Palais Theatre when I was like 17.
Did you?
It was so good.
Yes, I reckon they put on a good show. They're a good
Yeah,
Aussie rock and roll
They were
band.
great. Their first album was very good. Anyway.
Think,
Australian.
Yeah, what genre? Are they rock band?
of sorts, but I'd think
All right, Olivia Newton-John.
their market is younger.
I repeat, Olivia Newton-John.
I know. Is it the Wiggles?
It is the Wiggles.
I don't think I ever would have thought that. That's amazing.
This is from the hat
This is from the hat.
because I nearly picked this one up.
Ooh, lucky.
Did you pick it up?
Very lucky.
I
You pick it up.
snatched it first.
Pick it up and put it back down.
Yeah, I picked it up and put it back down.
So Matt's
When
got
you get
the,
a double pick, that's the worst.
Yeah.
Although it gives you a chance to make a choice. Chance to choose.
But now you've got
The
just a sloppy second.
Wiggles!
This is
No, not at all.
And this one was put in the hat by Nick Germanos.
Thank you,
Oh.
Nick.
Thank you, Nick.
His Twitter handle, the Nick of Crime.
Oh, that's good.
Very good.
Is Nick possibly 6 or under?
The
interested.
Nick of Crime makes me feel like he might be older, but
7.
yes.
The Wiggles, very good. 2003, still
So
kicking
So
it.
12.
I like that you said, in a way, they were a rock band.
In a way, they see themselves.
They've got an electric guitar.
They see themselves as
They're rock stars.
rock and roll roots.
Yeah,
Rooted in rock.
rooted in rock.
As we all
Cool.
do. We all do.
Oh, mate, I rooted in rock so good through a lot of my university days.
Good heaven.
Great. Doesn't fully make any sense, does it?
No.
No.
Or in any way. All right, great. Did you guys get into Wiggles as kids?
I was about to say, because no, but they were active during my time.
I think I saw
I
the-
realised later.
I think my mum's told me a story of taking me to the Wiggles and me falling asleep.
Nice.
But you know, that's I'm sure that must be a slightly depressing part of their job where they look at and maybe a good fraction of their audience is asleep at any one time.
Yeah.
Especially when they sing their little lullaby songs.
Especially fucking Jeff.
I listened to an
Hypocrite.
hour long interview with
Wow.
one of with their manager, and he was saying, you know, the kids, they're the most honest audience you'll get. There's no bullshit. He's like, if I go see a band, I'll clap at the end of a song,
No
either
matter
way.
what.
Yeah.
He's like, kids don't do that. They'll either dance if they enjoy it, or they'll fall asleep if they're Dave Warnocky. He said that, which was obviously that cut.
He's still thinking about
he's
this
still
20
thinking about
years
it.
later.
Yeah, which I thought that was kind of interesting. I was going to bring that up later in the fun facts, but yeah.
I was a tastemaker as a 6-year-old.
I had cousins who were really into it, who were a bit younger than me. So I was exposed to the Wiggles, but I was like a little bit too old for them by
dear.
then.
Exposed to the Wiggles.
Yeah.
Oh, no. The Wiggles' story began in 1991 when Anthony Field was studying to become a preschool teacher at Macquarie University.
Anthony's
in
the
Sydney.
blue one. He's a blue Wiggle.
He's the blue Wiggle.
He likes to eat.
Oh.
That's Anthony's thing.
He likes to eat.
That's his thing. He likes to eat.
Oh, right. That's an interesting thing to like. I mean,
He's always eating.
we all got to do it.
Yeah, we all got to
what I mean?
sleep too, but everybody bloody teases Jeff all the time.
That's true.
Anyway, go on.
Yeah, short straw there, Jeff.
Yeah, sorry, mate.
So a lot of my main source for this was a short memoir written by Anthony's brother.
Who played Captain
Paul.
Feathersword?
No, that's what I thought as well.
It wasn't his brother.
I always thought that as well, but apparently not.
Who's Paul in this story?
Just Anthony's brother.
Paul is Anthony's brother who goes on to manage the band in the mid-90s
And
until today.
never plays Captain Feathersword.
No, neither of his brothers. John, another one of his brothers, wrote a lot of the songs,
What?
but he's never performed in the band. I was sure it was as
I
well.
was sure.
So maybe...
Surely one of them wasn't one of them to sneak off and come back on as Captain Feathersword?
Well, that was
Look,
another
let's-
theory. People would be like, Anthony would sometimes play Captain Feathersword, but no. Captain Feathersword's his own man.
Look,
Sorry, let's not get ahead of ourselves.
I mean, a lot of that is wrong. Anthony had just gone back to study at Macquarie University after taking a couple of years off to focus on his band, the Cockroaches. Do you know,
Sick.
he used to be in a band called the Cockroaches, and they were starting to get some real success. They had their self-titled debut went platinum.
What?
And
Really?
yeah,
That's quite a big deal.
yeah.
What did he play in the band?
Guitar. He was lead guitar.
Interesting.
His brother Paul, who went
Uh-huh.
on to manage the band, was the lead singer.
Cool.
And their other brother John was another guitarist in the band. They were a 6-piece band. Another member of the band was named Jeff Fat on keyboard.
Jeff.
Yeah. And they also had a roadie named Greg Page.
Oh, hello.
They had heaps of success in Australia, including a top 10 hit with the song "She's the One."
Really?
I've been listening to it. Yeah.
Is it good?
It's not, it's that sort of pretty poppy pub rock sound, I guess.
Cool.
I've listened to it a bunch of times this morning, trying to get into it. But it's fine. It's a fine song.
Really forcing yourself to like something. That's the way to do it, I
Yeah,
reckon.
listen to it. They had another a bunch of charting songs. No other top 10 ones, but another few in the top 40, top 30.
So is this early
Songs
90s?
like Wait Up, Hey What Now, was another one. That's my
That's a good
favourite
one.
name.
What does that mean?
Hey, what now?
Hey, what now?
Hey, what now?
Is that what it is?
What now?
They also had a
Punctuation
song.
is very important.
They also had a song called "Do the Monkey."
Do the monkey. Ooh, ooh, ah, ooh, ooh.
That sounds.
Yeah.
Is that like their transitional song?
Yeah.
And they re-recorded it as the Wiggles.
And they still
Later.
called it "Do the Monkey."
Yeah, yeah. They
That's what I was
hardly
singing.
changed it at all.
Oh, do you actually know that song?
Yeah.
What about Do they still do
the
"Hey What
elephant.
Now"?
No, I don't.
They
think
never
were.
re-recorded.
But
Or
they-
"She's the One."
A bunch of the songs they did, like they reworked, changed the lyrics to make them more child friendly or whatever.
Wow.
So the Cockroaches were, that classic sort of pop band writing songs about girls and stuff, and then they changed them all.
Chugga chugga, big red car. That's much more child friendly.
No, Dave.
Think about it.
Your
no.
face is so creepy.
They also guest hosted Countdown 3 times.
What?
Yeah.
Cockroaches did.
As the Cockroaches.
As the Cockroaches. They performed on there a bunch of times and,
What?
and
I always
guest
thought
hosted.
I always thought that they were like a band that never got anywhere, and then somehow became these multi-millionaires doing kids stuff. But they were actually
I wonder,
quite.
Yeah, well, I was going to say I wonder why they transitioned into children's, but I bet Matt's probably got the bloody answer.
They had some other singles that I like the names of. I Want a Leather Jacket and Bingo Bango. So it feels like there were like some...
Who doesn't want to wear
halfway.
the jacket?
Halfway between.
Always like, a little bit.
I want a leather. Imagine singing
I
a whole
want
song
leather
about
jacket.
how you want a leather jacket, but you just get one.
And so I went to the shop and I bought one.
And I bought one, and now I've got one. Bingo bango. I'm a leather jacket owner.
Apparently they had a great live show, energetic and that sort of stuff. Sold out tours.
What?
But they never went huge.
Sure.
They
were
went.
like-
They went at Madison
they were
Square
big-ish,
Garden.
but they never went huge. They never were big outside of Australia, and their popularity sort of waned as they went on. They released 4 albums, and none of them were as successful as the first.
Wow.
But they did have a following. So that was when Anthony went back to uni, I guess, when he was starting to look to the future. This is what Anthony said at university. He said, at university there were maybe 4 or 5 guys in our course and over 400 women, which was a bit overwhelming. I think the blokes got together as a bit of a bonding thing. That's what he said.
Okay.
So that handful of blokes included the musicians Murray Cook, who was the bass player for Finger Guns,
Oh my god.
They did. That's their thing.
That's
which
their
is
thing.
which is a thing they do, which is interesting.
That's so funny.
And Greg Page was also studying there. He was a roadie for the Cockroaches
Yeah.
and singer for Dead Giveaway. It's a bloody Dead Giveaway, man.
So they're all in bands
great
anyway.
band names. Yeah, and so they sort of
Did
got.
they not have other things to do in the 90s?
No,
Like
everyone was
everybody's in a
bands.
fucking band.
I was in a band, and that was in the 2000s.
I was also in a band.
I was
Good
in-
point.
In fact, I was in over 10 bands over 10 years.
Were you really?
Yeah.
That's a lot of bands, Dave.
Mm.
You have commitment issues.
Did any of the band members go on to form a big?
A big children's group.
Group.
No, I am thinking of calling
the
my
Hooly
group
Doolies or the
High Five.
High Five?
Yeah, were you in a band with one of the original High Five members?
Yeah,
Wow.
I was.
Good for you.
Ask no more questions. Let's move on.
All right, great.
All right.
So because they had this music connection, they started jamming in their lunch breaks and that sort of stuff. And that ended up turning into, they started going busking for fun on the streets of Sydney. And Anthony brought in his brother John on guitar and Jeff Fat, because they weren't at uni. So he brought great names. Isn't
So great.
Jeff Fat. Obviously the Cockroach Man. He played accordion while they busked. And during these busking sessions, the group first played what would become one of their signature songs,
Fruit
Hot-
salad?
Hot Potato.
Oh, hot
Hot
potato.
potato, hot potato.
Apparently it started with John just started doing a call and response thing to the crowds.
Oh, nice.
And he started with hot potato. I know what'll get this crowd going.
Maybe they're
Hot
outside.
potato.
Maybe they're outside a shop that's selling hot potatoes,
Yeah.
and the shop also sells cold spaghetti.
Cold spaghetti.
What? Wow,
That's
I want to
crazy
go
that
to
it
this
makes
Mashed
shop.
banana,
Either.
mashed banana.
It's a very
What
eclectic.
else is there?
It's a very eclectic menu.
I can't remember what other things are on there.
Ooh, wiggy wiggy.
Wiggy. Ooh, wiggy, wiggy, wiggy.
Why do we
Give me
know?
that,
It's
give me
so
that,
weird
give
that we
me
know these songs.
No, it's not.
No,
hey,
it's not. Not
we
at all.
were all walking up at that mall in the 90s.
Yeah, that's true.
It was really catchy. It's been in my head for 25 years.
Ooh, wiggy, wiggy, wiggy. Ooh, Wiggle.
During his studies, Anthony learnt all about child development and how children think, and he saw his new band as a great chance to put some of this knowledge into practice.
Kids love hot potatoes.
And mashed bananas.
Cold spaghetti, not so much, but
Interesting.
As he recalls it,
2 out of 3 ain't bad.
he recalls he said, "We used to wear different coloured shirts, not skivvies, but we wore shirts with very busy patterns. We thought that was kind of bright. Murray, Greg, Jeff and I were all rock and rollers. I was saying rock and roll. We could put a bit of music that had rock and roll beat and also incorporate what we'd learnt about children and what they'd respond to. And that was the first Wiggles album."
Wow.
Yeah.
wow. Do they ever find a leather jacket?
They never did.
Who at any point thought skivvies were less creepy? Like, different colours is great. I think it's good to be identifiable by colour.
Oh,
What's a top we could wear? T-shirts? Polo shirts with a collar, maybe a shirt. Obviously, skivvy is the most appropriate choice.
obviously you've never studied at Macquarie University because Unit 1 of Early Childhood Development is kids love skivvies.
You should dress like a
Kids hate
pedophile.
colours.
Is that what it is? Is that what it is?
Do pedophiles wear
I feel like they do.
Do pedophiles have a uniform?
I feel like
Because they'd be a lot easier to identify if they did. And I think it's something that we should
maybe we
consider.
should look into that. That would
Skivvies.
make things
I'm
easier.
okay with throwing skivvies under the bus and sacrificing them to pedophiles for a pedophile uniform. Unless you want to invent a different type of clothing
Yeah.
specifically for pedophiles. Anyway, that's a topic for another day, I suppose.
What, the
All right.
pedophile clothing?
Yeah.
Well, tune in next week.
It's
Just
not
as
in the
report.
Hatters yet.
It'll be in there. It'll be in there. You'll see.
They needed a name for their band, and they took it from one of the songs that John Field had written, which I think might have been another Cockroaches song that was reworked, and it was called "Get Ready to Wiggle."
Oh, boy.
Oh, they are so rock and roll.
And they thought that
Some bands do drugs, some bands wiggle.
Bit of horizontal wiggling, hey, baby.
Ooh, hey, what now?
they thought that they thought that wiggling was a good description of how young children danced. Right? That's
true.
what they thought. I saw a little clip of them guest hosting Countdown, and they came back from a break or whatever, or from a clip, and Jeff is pretend asleep on the couch, and Anthony's like, "Oi, wake up!"
No.
No shit. As the Cockroaches.
That's very
They've been
funny.
doing that shtick for a long time.
It's a good shtick.
It's a good shtick. Loves to sleep, that guy.
He bloody loves
Bloody
a nap.
loves a nap.
Nah, but narcolepsy is a serious condition,
No,
and
yeah,
we should be more mindful of his
Yeah,
needs.
He's seriously ill. And has been for a long time.
Your face is so smug.
The first album only cost like $3 or $4 grand to record.
Was that all?
And they didn't really expect it to be any sort of a hit. They were just having a good time. They weren't doing this for the money.
No.
They were doing it because they loved
Potatoes.
Kids.
music
Oh, sorry.
and
And
they
skivvies?
loved
No.
they loved entertaining the kids.
Children. Yeah, I bet they did.
Because
Creepy fucks.
Oh, she's turned.
That is a turn, and it's. I mean, I imagine that would have been a real full-on thing early days for them. Hey, nah, we're cool. I know you've never heard of us, but let us come to your school and wiggle with your kids. Yeah,
Wow.
it would have, it's a bit, but you know,
Hey, it clearly
they
worked.
made it work, and maybe they were the ones bold enough to do it. You know, I certainly wouldn't want to have to entertain children all the time. Sounds like the worst.
But I would also like to sell out 12 shows in a row at Madison Square Garden.
I'd just like my neck to be warm.
Well, there's something in it for everybody.
Guys, let's start wearing colourful skivvies.
The album was quite cheap to record. They didn't expect it to be a hit. They just were thinking, oh, we'll be stoked if it even gets released.
Just want to get near
Is it-
some
is it
kids.
just
That's what they
called-
were thinking.
Just called The Wiggles, like a
It's called
self-titled?
The Wiggles, yeah, self-titled debut.
Just want to get close to some kids.
They approached the ABC to see if they would release the album, because at that stage probably still are the big children's entertainment releaser of stuff. What's the word for the
Publisher? Or?
publisher or record label or whatever? The head of the ABC at that time was Merrill Gross. I didn't notice that was a great name as I wrote it down.
Merrill
Merrill Gross.
Gross.
And as
Miss Gross.
Miss Gross.
Fuck yes.
she was the head of ABC Music, and as luck would have it, she just got the job. But previously, she'd worked at Festival Records, where the Cockroaches were signed.
Oh.
So she already had a good relationship with them. Knew that they could make a bloody hit record.
It's all about who you know.
They deliver the goods.
All about who you know.
So she signed them up. At that stage, pretty much everywhere, children's entertainers tended to be solo acts, and they'd been told that they were never going to make money as a band. Spreading the cash across multiple performers just wouldn't work because there just wasn't that kind of cash in it. But they were like, fuck it, let's go for it. Who cares? It's not about the money.
Not about the money. That's not one of theirs. That's Jessie J.
Oh, but that could be the Wiggles if they said.
We don't need the money.
Or if they said,
we just want to make the world.
But if they changed the lyrics
dance.
like, it's not about the cherries.
They're not all food related, mate.
Food or that big red car.
Which can deliver the food.
Oh, God. They in a way, they created Uber Eats.
Uber Eats, yeah. Did you guys know that Anthony's interest is food?
I did. I told you that.
Yeah, but I might edit that out. Make it sound like I did a little more research.
I could be wrong, but I'm,
Oh, no.
no, I'm 99% sure that he...
Here's the thing I haven't mentioned at this point. Up until this stage, they're a 5-piece.
Yeah, I was thinking that.
Greg, Anthony, Jeff, Murray, and Philip Wiltshire.
Oh, Philip.
Philip Wiltshire.
Phil? What is Phil?
Phil
Oh,
Will.
no, he's the fifth Beatle, isn't he?
Oh, Phil Will.
He is the 5th Wiggle.
No.
After the Wiggles performed at a childcare centre in Randwick.
Oh, no, he said something
July
inappropriate.
1991.
He touched a kid.
Oh, no. Why does this doesn't have to be about
Oh,
that.
no, even better. He decided to quit the band to pursue a career in childcare or just like a normal accounting job.
Classical music.
Oh, okay, well,
Is that actually it?
Yeah.
that's a little bit more admirable than a fucking accountant.
Yeah, it's true. He apparently after he just felt uncomfortable about performing live and resigned for the group, supposedly because after that performance in Randwick, and that was
Just had a bad gig.
This was in the weeks leading up to the release of the album.
We've all had bad gigs.
Yeah, he got heckled by a 3-year-old.
Oh, heckling's thrown me off, and I've left and gone, do I want to do this?
And I actually, one of my worst gigs was at a childcare centre
Yeah.
as an Easter bunny, genuine fact, and it was horrific, and I nearly got fired.
Why?
But I was able to convince the childcare teacher to feel sorry for me, so she didn't complain about how badly it went.
Oh, that's nice.
So,
Why was it bad?
they just didn't care about the Easter bunny. Kids don't care about stuff like that. It must be even tough for the Wiggles now to compete with the bloody iPads. You know what I'm saying? Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. Fuck off. I've got an iPad, mate.
I'm playing the Wiggle app.
I've got the Wiggle app, and that's much more interesting.
It's interactive.
Yeah, I get to wake him up when I choose, not when you bloody decide. 4 verses in.
Wow.
Same every time.
Every time.
Wowzers.
Predictable Wiggles. So I feel Phil Will's pain, but if I'd stuck it out as the Easter Bunny, I'd probably be a millionaire by now.
Apparently, Jeff also found it a bit weird performing in front of kids. He reckons it took him a couple of years, or it took him a long time to get the language down right. Like, everyone else was sort of...
Good evening, Melbourne!
Sup, fuckers?
Are you ready to fucking rock?
Yeah, he had to tone it down
Sup, cunt?
from his Cockroaches keyboard days,
Yeah.
where he'd be like, yeah, all right.
Okay.
Whoop it.
Woo.
Yeah, when he'd say, hey, yeah, what?
Shoopy-doop-boo.
I want a leather jacket.
Keyboardists are the coolest members of the band, and I will be on
That is
record saying
not-
that. Nope, I think they are.
Oh,
Definitely not
definitely.
I think they are
true.
definitely the coolest.
That is
And-
never... It's very hard to look cool behind a keyboard.
No, but some can do it and have done it in the past.
I've never
and
seen it.
Nope, it can be done. It can be done. It's fine.
The hardest thing about playing keyboard or piano live is I think keyboard and piano is the most versatile instrument, but performing live, people can't see what you're doing because it's horizontal and flat. But if you're on the drums, you can see that people hit guitar, bass, singing. You can watch them do it, but it's
And
very
on piano
unanimated.
keyboard, it's all you can see is just the shoulders going
shoulders.
up and down, and that sort of weird, happy singing voice if they're doing backup singing. I'm only going off the video I saw of Jeff Fat playing for the Cockroaches. But he made it look pretty good. Grand piano is a different thing. Like people rocking
Oh,
out on a
yeah.
grand piano can look alright. No, or any sort of real piano.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have to be a.
Nick Cave looks pretty cool at times.
Nick Cave looks cool at all times.
At all times.
At all times.
At all times.
Piano or not.
That's true.
He makes the bagpipes look cool,
He might be the
which
exception
is
there.
amazing.
He's got this great dance move that is no good on a podcast, but it's my favourite.
We'll just commentate.
Oh wow! It's like he's putting on. It's like he's putting on his backpack.
He's like, it looks like
He's putting on his backpack.
I think it looks like he's skipping on a surfboard.
Yeah, it's like he's some sort of skis or something. It's the best. I'm not nailing it, but oh man, it's my favourite move in the biz.
I think you have nailed it because I look at you like you're a lot cooler now.
Yeah, I find you a lot cooler.
If only
now.
you played piano.
The coolest
The
instrument.
coolest instrument, as we have established. No, it's a very versatile instrument, but hard to be entertaining while playing.
Nah, but some people can and have done it in the past.
Jess, what instrument did you play in the band? Was it drums?
Drums are cool.
Drums are cool, Jess.
Drums are very cool,
Yeah,
Jess.
drums are cool, I guess.
Don't be down on yourself, Jess.
I
Drums
played-
are cool.
Drums are cool.
Sometimes I played tambourine when there wasn't keyboard in the band.
Oh,
that
that's a
song.
classic thing to give to someone with nothing to do. One time, I saw a band play live, and this woman had a microphone, but she didn't even do backup. She just played tambourine the whole time, and it felt very token. Like
I want to be that woman.
Yeah.
a professional tambourine player.
Fuck yes.
Sure, I hope she's
definitely.
getting a smaller cut because she's doing a lot less than everyone else.
What's the thing,
Oh,
right?
interesting.
A lot of it is. Oh, this is listening to the manager, Paul Field.
The brother.
Yeah, he was giving advice out about the music biz, and he was mentioning that often bands like issues get created in bands when some are writing the songs, so they get the publishing rights. They'll get a bigger cut of the money coming in because they've written the songs. Apparently, early days, the Wiggles decided that they were going to split it evenly, no matter what. So every song was a co-write. Which he reckons is one of the reasons why they've had such longevity. They haven't had issues with
Yeah. That's a smart way to
Whether
do
it's Greg Jeff or Jeff Greg.
Yeah.
Lennon McCartney.
Yeah.
McCartney Lennon.
No, we got it. We got the reference.
I don't think you did.
We were here for that podcast. In fact, I presented that podcast. So we were here for that.
Anyway, around the time after that dude left, they decided it was a good chance to maybe freshen up their image. Not too long after that. And what better way to do that than with skivvies?
What were they wearing before this? Just shirts.
They're wearing shirts, button-up shirts. There's clips you can see. I watched a few
Button-up
clips.
shirts would be much better.
They're having a great time.
No, the skivvy is obviously very
They're
iconic. I
very
think it was
loud.
a good
yeah,
choice.
I think
No.
it's the block colours, like Jess
Yeah.
said. You could have done that with, but I don't know. Who knows?
Polo shirts, t-shirts.
I reckon it's either a skivvy.
Polo shirts feel more like dodgy uncle than skivvies to me.
Yeah, I think it's either.
Skivvies are so weird.
Long
No one
sleeve
wears them.
skivvies, and also they're performing an hour-long show live in a long sleeve skivvy under those stage lights. Oof.
Yeah.
I think it should either be skivvies or like suit jackets
They
Because-
should,
I mean,
yeah.
because it's got to be long sleeve because you get more color.
They should have been in black skivvies and berets and little round glasses, and then just doing beat poetry.
Speaking of skivvies,
Cherries and banana.
our friends in Auntie Donna just came back from LA, and have they told you about how they went to some magic
I saw a photo on
place?
Facebook.
And there's it's some sort of place where you go and see magic or something.
Yeah.
And there's a sign
What
out the
do you
front
mean,
saying,
like a theater that has a
I
magic show?
guess so. It's like a magic castle or something. And there's a sign out the front that says you must be wearing a shirt and tie or a suit, a jacket and tie. But below that it says an alternative is you can wear skivvies or turtlenecks,
Turtlenecks.
which are basically the same thing.
Yeah, it's the same thing. It's just the different names. So they all wore matching turtlenecks,
That
like a
is-
brown, a
perfect
greeny
decision.
khaki
That is the
brown.
thing of beauty.
So good, so good. What legends!
So the
Also, it's fine when they wear it, but not the Wiggles.
yeah,
I see how it
that-
is.
Auntie Donna can do no wrong in my eyes.
Yeah, Jess is an Auntie Donna completist. They could do no wrong.
They can do no wrong.
So they performed at a childcare centre.
Not
be
a problem.
fine.
It'd be so fun.
Oh, okay.
In fact, that
I'd-
would be a great show.
Look, I'd say that's probably a bad idea, but
Yeah, probably with some of their content.
in a move that rocked. This is some of my finer writing late at night. In a move that rocked the preschool music world, they changed from wearing the bright multicolored pattern shirts to one specified color for each wiggle. They went to a Sydney department store and each picked out a color. Murray went red.
Mm-hmm.
Jeff went purple.
Purple. Good choice, Jeff.
Greg went yellow.
Yep.
And Anthony went
Blue.
green.
Excuse me?
Mind
Excuse me?
blown.
There was no
I should have
blue.
known. I should have known because you paused. I should have known it was a trap.
It was a trap.
There was no blue. Oh, that
That's
would look
a trap.
silly. Green, yellow, red,
I
and
like it.
purple.
I reckon it's weird without the green because you've got
Nah, blue's good.
It's
you've got
weird.
purple already.
It's weird to go purple before green, isn't
Yeah,
it?
it is.
Green is the next logical step. That's the fourth color.
Outside of the primaries,
Yeah.
green's got to be the next.
Yeah,
one to go.
that's the best secondary color, right?
So Jeff fucked it up when he picked purple, basically.
I want purple. Oh, for fuck's sake, Jeff. For fuck's sake.
Blue's right there. Jeez.
But you fell asleep during the fitting, and now you want purple.
This guy
Fucking
Say
hell.
for fuck's sake
For
again.
fuck's sake, Jeff.
maybe he's a
I
big
enjoy
fan
that
of
a
the
lot.
Phantom.
Well,
Big Phantom.
actually, one week when I was away, you talked about the Phantom being the worst superhero, and I was yelling at the radio whilst because I was listening in the car. The Phantom is my personal favourite
Of
superhero.
course it is.
Really?
Of course it is.
So purple, actually, now you say it, is a dashing colour. And Jeff,
So,
you're a great man.
in the Do Go On Skivvy challenge, for a minute, are you going to wear purple?
Well, yellow, Greg
Greg
Yeah,
Yellow.
Greg Yellow. That was always my
Front
favourite
man.
as a kid.
Yeah, the front man.
I loved him.
I always liked Anthony.
He was the tall guy. Right.
Anthony, which is what colour?
Blue.
Blue. And Matt,
I was a Murray man.
Murray. Okay,
Red.
well, that works well.
Red.
You can be
because
red.
he's the guitarist, the cool.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's a cool, funny one.
So none of us
He's
like
the
Jeff.
Chandler Bing of the group.
He's not the funny one.
He's the funny one.
Is
for
he
sure.
funny?
He's very
But,
funny.
but the point is, none of us
He
like
came
Jeff.
up with
No,
the
it was like Jeff.
Dorothy the dinosaur laugh, which I didn't know was a thing, but I read that last night.
do you
Apparently,
mean?
she's got an iconic laugh.
Oh, doesn't she like... Oh, I won't try and do it. It's like a high-pitched sort of
Yeah, I'm
giggle
not
she does,
sure.
I think.
Nah, try it. Come on, I don't know.
No, but I'll do it wrong. I don't know.
But
Anyway.
because of so
Is that funny, is it? Coming up with the laugh for
that's one of his
characters.
many very quirky attributes.
Oh, he's so funny.
He's a real card.
He's so funny.
But they got his wife to make the Dorothy the dinosaur outfit,
He's married.
and yeah, I know.
Bombshell.
Sorry, ladies. And he but because of the green of Dorothy the dinosaur, that's
Oh.
why Anthony changed from green and picked blue.
Sure.
Oh, see that make all right. Good,
Makes
justified. Justified. But
Dorothy. My grandma's name's Dorothy, and that's how I learnt to spell Dorothy. Dorothy the dinosaur.
fantastic.
Romp bump a stomp. Hey. Okay, maybe I did
See,
know the
bit
riddles
of
a little
rock and
bit.
roll.
Yeah, they're pretty cool.
Rompompa stomp.
Hey.
That was definitely a Cockroaches song.
Yeah, that definitely was.
They self-funded a video clip for the whole first album.
What, like an hour long,
Or
Yeah.
several clips.
Yeah, just all
they
on
just-
the same set.
Oh wow.
one
So
take.
it'd be cut up. They had put the basic sets and costumes together themselves. And in this Paul Field interview, it was like tongue in cheek, obviously, but he was like, "I don't know what all this hype is about Beyonce's Lemonade visual album. We did it 20 years ago.
Oh, Paul.
Just on a
Field.
smaller budget.
What a character! Another card. That's a band full of bloody cards.
Yeah, it's the Fields. They're just a funny bunch.
Oh, they are. The Wiggles then began touring around Australia, playing for playgroup associations and mothers groups and preschools and
And
community
the
groups.
mums are like throwing their undies up at the stage.
They drove themselves around. They were their own roadies. That's
Do they have like a van?
Yeah, they got two. They were going around with two vans.
That's so good.
Greg in one van with the PA, and then the others in the other van with the props and costumes.
Greg is such a loner. He's like, guys, there's still two other seats
I
up
know,
front.
it's
Nah, Greg,
interesting, right?
you'll be right.
It was like this was that was.
But there's 4 of you. You could just go 2 and 2.
See you there, Greg. See ya. Oh, fuck.
Did you guys?
You didn't give me the address. Fuck off, Greg.
Keep up, Greg.
You're all a bit squished at the front. There's plenty of room next to me. I've got treats.
No, I'd rather share a seatbelt with Jeff than get in the car with Greg.
Yeah, thanks, Stinky Greg. Thanks, but no thanks, mate.
That was one time.
Fuck off, Greg. Oh, Greg.
Is Greg the former roadie?
Yeah,
Yeah.
he is. Yeah,
So that's why they were like, carry it in yourself, mate.
yeah.
You know what you're doing.
He gets there 2 hours before everyone else is set up.
Oh,
Through those times, they were playing 3 or 4 shows a day, up to 26 days in a row. Like,
What?
Hectic. And the shows were like around an hour long, sort of thing. So pretty full on.
do you reckon they were drinking a lot too? Because we've been on
They
tour.
must have still been.
We know what tours are bloody like.
Yeah, and they would have been in their 20s still. Like
Yeah.
but the Cockroaches were a band for about 9 years. So
They knew what they were doing, I suppose.
So Anthony must have started that band very young. Because he doesn't seem that old now.
I thought they were only in their like mid-40s.
Yeah.
No.
That doesn't add up though.
No, it doesn't,
No,
does
they're-
it?
91.
Jeff is much older than the others. He's in
He
his
is, yeah.
60s.
Yeah.
You're
but-
kidding.
Which is weird. Yeah, it's amazing.
Oh yeah, I feel like Anthony might be 50
I think
now.
they're all in their mid-50s.
Right. Yeah, there's a
Wow.
little bit
You know
of a
what?
age
He's
thing.
still a massive babe.
What a fox.
Anthony.
Which-
Oof.
Oh, and the fat.
Oof. Yeah.
Anthony
He could
Blue?
Blue.
Blue.
Anthony.
I struggle with the names.
Sure. We'll just call him
Well,
glad
yeah,
they
I
come.
mean,
Yeah,
just-
call him
just-
Hot,
just-
Hot Wiggle.
Hot Wiggle
Just
Blue.
keep up, mate.
Hot Blue Wiggle.
Oh.
Each year they would release a new video and album and then tour for about 10 months on the back of it to
Oh, see,
promote it.
That's
And
incredible.
That's exactly what Beyonce does. She releases an album, videos, and tours. They really did set
Yeah.
the precedent
yeah.
Fair-
Come on, Beyonce.
Rip off.
for Beyonce. God.
Figure out your
Been
shit.
done, Beyonce.
Oh, I hate how people think that she's some sort of visionary.
No.
She's done nothing
No,
original.
No, no.
My God. They performed to children, and her first band was called Destiny's Child.
Yep.
Oh my God, you're right.
It all lines up.
You're right, Dave. When you're right, you're right.
Thank you.
She had that big song,
Hot potato.
Hot Potato.
Yeah. Wow, her first big. They put it on the map.
Mm.
That's what got Jay-Z interested.
All the cold spaghettis. All the cold spaghettis. All the
Yeah,
cold
showed him.
spaghettis. All the cold spaghettis.
Put a red car on it.
Put a red car on it.
It'd be like, and then you should have put a big red car on it. Yeah, it doesn't work.
And then they started doing even more than one album a year. Like they were pumping them out. Funny that Anyway, they apparently in 1994 in one tour they performed 63 shows in 17 days.
No.
With
No.
oh man, it's full on.
No, thank you.
And,
Hey,
do the math.
Greg was on his own the whole time. It's very sad.
Just in the car. He would fart
They
all
wouldn't
he
talk.
wanted.
They
in
would
that
not
van,
talk to him. Don't look at him.
They'd,
Don't talk to
they'd
him.
reject his calls. He'd stay in a separate hotel. No, he'd stay in a motel,
Yeah.
and they'd stay in a hotel.
Hey, here's a.
He'd stay in a caravan park, sleep in the van with the PA.
With a PA.
Dave, mate, we can't be sure that it'll be safe. You better
Yes.
just sleep in the van with it.
if
You stay
don't mind,
here.
mate.
Yeah.
Hey, better just be safe. We can't afford. We can't afford any security.
But
So-
maybe you guys could sleep in a 4-star hotel instead of 5-star, and we could afford security.
We wish we could, mate.
Sorry,
we
that's-
wish we could.
You know that's not how children's entertainment works.
Our hands are tied.
Hey, did you guys know that the original Big Red Car video featured a big red car made of plywood constructed by Jeff?
No.
Fact.
Really? Great fact. Great fact, Matt.
Did you write? You show me that you wrote. He wrote "fact" in capital letters.
Is it an exclamation mark?
No exclamation.
He
But
never
I
uses
I
them.
didn't feel like he said it with an exclamation point.
No, that was a flat.
That was a flat fact.
He held up a
fact.
finger that looked a lot like an exclamation point.
I feel like everything I say has exclamation, and therefore
You write a lot exclamation
all the
marks.
time. And then sometimes I just write little compliments in there for myself just to read. Like, hey, Jess, you're doing a really good job.
Hey, Jess,
So then, like, halfway through the podcast, I just see a little note. It's like, hey, keep up the good work, you little superstar. You're a human ray of sunshine. I'm like, thanks, past me.
That is a great tactic for keeping up
I don't actually do
spirits.
That's really nice.
that. Yeah.
Can I just say, so they've released multiple albums, and we can still only name about 3 songs. Are all albums like full fresh track listing?
They do a lot of traditional songs, like reworkings. But yeah,
What do you
there's
mean traditional?
feel
Like,
like
as
they
Advanced
did it-
Australia
Probably
Fair?
like Twinkle Little Star, maybe.
Oh.
I don't know
I
if
feel
it's
like they
that
did
it was
it-
one, but stuff like
They
that.
did a version of Octopus's Garden because they have Henry the Octopus.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Oh.
And it might be Henry that sings it, maybe. Yeah. So they do cool stuff. They do one about roosters and ducks. Quack, 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 cock-a-doodle-doo.
Oh.
And
I
then it
didn't
goes
know that.
quack,
I know
quack,
that as
quack,
well.
a doodly-doo.
How do I just... It's funny that I know all
remember
of
it?
these songs
Every time I start them, you know.
back in my hand.
Brainwashed.
A quack, 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 cock-a-doodle-doo.
Oh.
Quack, Actually, I used
so
to watch
just
the show.
So just to confirm that was a Wiggle song, not a Cockroaches song.
That was
'Cause
That
that would
was
have
probably a rework.
that would have gone down a storm at like a Newcastle
a
pub.
doodly-doo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
RSL tour. At first, the four Wiggles would play all the characters in their shows. Murray would play Dorothy the dinosaur.
Lol.
Jeff would be Henry the octopus. And Anthony played Wags the dog and Captain
Oh.
Feathersword.
So they didn't trust Greg with a second character. Notice that?
They hate Greg so much.
Greg, just look after the PA, mate. You're the sound man.
Guys, well,
I
Anthony's
mean,
got
you're the front man,
You're the front man.
but you're the
You're also
sound
the
man.
sound man.
Anthony's got two characters. I mean, that's a lot of pressure on him. I could do one of them. Don't even.
Greg, can you just...
You think you could do Wags the dog? Go on.
I
Hey
reckon-
boys.
Greg, all right.
Greg reckons he can do Wags.
Yeah, no, you're right. I'll just mind the PA.
Yeah.
You're a funny fucker, aren't you, Greg?
Yeah.
You're a piece of shit, but you're a funny fucker,
funny
Greg, you stinky bastard.
You are this close to being kicked out of the band and just being the mixing man, all right?
If you're lucky, we'll let you mix.
Your second character is the PA security guard. And he has no lines.
So aggressive.
If you didn't have such a beautiful goddamn singing voice,
Yeah,
Greg,
my
you'd be
God.
out on your ear.
Yeah.
Oh my God, you do things to me when you sing, though.
Oh wow.
Eventually, this was proving to be a bit much, so they brought in a man named Paul Paddock.
Paul Paddock.
Paul was Whopper trained.
Oh hello.
You know Whopper?
Oh, the
Yeah,
Western
we know
Australian
Whopper.
Performing Arts.
He's a
Western Australian
trained
Academy
actor.
of Performing Arts. So he was obviously qualified to be a dinosaur and a pirate or whatever.
Did you write it like that too?
Yeah, I did. Although he was told that he'd have plenty of time to rehearse his roles, he basically they got to the venue the night before. And it's a bit late. We'll run through it with you tomorrow before we go, and then sort of gave him a quick run through, and then it was just shows on,
Improv.
and he's
Yes, and
he was just like having to keep up, like I'm a dog.
that's so great.
He'd never met the other three.
Oh my god.
They wouldn't let him meet Greg because he probably wouldn't have been in the band if he'd met Greg. Probably would have been like, oh, who's this dickhead?
Yeah,
You let him be the leader? Oh my
No,
God.
thank you. But then Greg would start singing and he'd be like, I understand.
I need a couple of minutes.
I need a cold shower.
Just give me
I'll
a
be
break.
in my hotel room.
I'll be in my Motel 6.
Anthony has since said that Paul came back maybe a stone lighter, which I think is olden days talk for weight.
Yes.
But he loved
Yes,
the
that's
experience.
definitely a measurement.
He had a pocket full of stones.
Old and
He danced so hard, one of them fell out. But he loved the experience. And the boys said to me, we got to keep him. He's really funny and it's been bloody brilliant ever since. Apparently that's what Anthony said.
So does he actually play all the characters?
No, he plays Wags.
He plays. I think he's the pirate. I think he's the.
Oh.
I think he does a bit of everything. But now they've all got their own actor.
Yeah.
But did he perform with them for a long time and became
Still
like...
does.
So he's he is the fifth Wiggle.
In some ways, I guess.
Yeah.
Depending on what you mean by fifth Wiggle. He's the George Martin fifth Wiggle, whereas Nigel, classical music guy, whatever his name was. Philip.
I think it was Nigel Phil.
Philip.
No,
No,
it was
wasn't it?
Philip Williams.
Phil Will. It was Phil Will.
Philip something. The classical guy. He's more the
Chopin.
Stuart Sutcliffe.
It was Chopin.
Showman.
By 95 and 96, the Wiggles were performing 500 shows a year in Australia.
The fuck?
That's a lot.
By 1995 and 1996, the Wiggles were performing 500 shows a year in Australia.
That is
What?
insane. In Australia, does that
No.
mean they're doing tours as well?
Yeah, including tours and stuff. So
No, but do you
that's-
mean like they're going overseas as well?
Oh,
So
no.
500. Oh, right, sorry.
at this stage, it was nearly all still in Australia.
That's multiple shows a day.
Greg was saying that.
Oh.
This is a quote from Greg.
So you
You know,
can't be trusted.
I wouldn't fully. I mean, if you
Take
can,
this with a grain of salt.
yeah, grain of salt,
Mm.
bloody block your nose while we go.
Stinky Greg.
Smells like shit.
That's awful. He gets sick.
He goes, we might play 3 shows in Lithgow one day, 3 the next in Bathurst, 4 shows in Dubbo, then the same in Young and Griffith. That's a very interesting quote, classic Greg.
In a day.
No, this is each day.
Yeah, each day. Like
They're not doing
they're going
nine.
town to town.
They're not doing 20 shows in a day.
No, but I mean,
Yeah,
no,
yeah.
I didn't think
Each
that,
of
but
those,
like
each of
4
those
shows.
stops in a day. Yeah,
So,
one after the other.
but
Just
that's the
going to a
thing.
town and just smashing out.
but you can because it's children, so you can do a 10 a.m. show.
It's true,
12, 2,
That's true. It's
4, out.
They're basically working like real people doing a job. Come on, Greg.
Come on, Greg.
No way. No.
No,
wash,
it's like-
wash your skivvy,
That's
Greg.
insane.
But he was saying, and then in Griffith, they had sold out 4 shows of 1,000 people. So they were
What?
starting to play it a big...
Oh, so it's not like they're like, well, we got to keep going because we only sold 30
yeah,
tickets
they're not
today.
grinding it out.
They'd be making good money.
That's incredible.
Why would you need to push it that
No,
hard?
but that's I'm not. Yeah, that's the thing.
Well,
I'm saying like they're
because-
lucky because you can't do that with comedy because like you can't do comedy at 11 a.m. Trust me. So you do like the most we
They
would
do in Edinburgh.
on yeah, that's true. The most we'd do on tour would be 2 shows, and you'd have like a 6 p.m. and a 9 p.m. And like one show is exhausting. Doing 2
And how
nearly
many-
killed me.
And how many minutes did you
4
do?
15 minutes.
These guys are doing like 4 1-hour shows
And
for
they're-
kids.
and they're
Like there's
jumping
no
around
break.
and
There's
singing.
no break for these kids.
I walked a couple of meters because I like to move around the stage a bit. I can't even. That's insane.
No wonder Greg smelled like shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, but the others,
So I
they
don't-
kept it clean. So,
Yeah.
you know,
I don't work that hard, but I smell great.
just a couple of little
That's the thing.
squirts. Just a couple of squirts in your pits there, Greg.
They wouldn't let Greg have deodorant.
Oh, that's probably
Well, it's
fair.
their own fault then, isn't it?
Yeah.
Self-inflicted.
But the touring kicked off album sales to another level because they were
Oh, selling merch at the gigs.
selling merch. They were selling Dorothy tails, Dorothy hats,
Yes.
tapes, CDs, and they'd just they'd lug around some suitcases full of...
Sorry, I'll stop you there. You mean Greg would luck around some suitcases?
But their albums are starting to like go off. They hit gold, platinum / multi-platinum status.
Well, in Australia, platinum is 70,000 units.
That is
So
incredible.
multiple of that.
That's amazing.
So around this time they were trying to get themselves onto the TV as well. ABC was sort of showing some of those clips that they'd filmed. But they were building up such a big audience, and they created and self-funded. This is something they also talk about. They always self-fund. They never borrow money to make things or cut deals, so someone else has creative control. And that was something that they'd learnt from the Cockroaches days, where one of their labels was overreaching a bit and making them, go in directions they didn't necessarily want to do.
They didn't want to be slaves to the man.
Yeah,
Good on him. Good on him.
Which is kind of a thing.
But I don't think
It also means you get a lot more money back.
That's right.
You get all of it.
Get all of it.
I don't think we'd take that sort of approach though. Like if anybody wanted to give us money to do this, we'd be like, yeah, whatever you want.
Yeah, I'll wear a skivvy
Want to put one?
Oh, I'd wear a skivvy.
Oh,
if
totally.
I was being paid.
Fuck yeah.
If I,
Fuck yeah.
What?
No questions asked. Skivvy me up.
I've won a skivvy for free before.
Have you?
We've got it.
see,
We've got a couple in our costume
area.
area, and we made a sketch where we're all wearing skivvies, and we were talking about turtlenecks.
Great.
The turtleneck is a beautiful piece of fashion.
You got to
In the
hold
dark,
out.
It was very.
Can't believe you did it for free.
Evan, I don't know, again talking about stuff we're going to cut out, but Evan was like, never. He normally very quickly cut together sketches. It was always on the bottom of the pile. I'm not even sure if it ever got cut together. It was very fun to watch, anyway. What the fuck? Oh yeah, so yeah, they were keen to get a TV show together. They self-funded one in '98, which got interest from Channel 7. They broadcast it, and also on the Disney Channel, which had just launched here in Australia.
Wow.
And then from there, things started happening in America. The show was broadcast with Fox Kids, and then they started to perform in some theme parks in the USA. But apparently a lot of those early audiences were tiny. Like I read that they would perform sometimes in car parks, just a small handful of audience members, which would be
Wow.
so weird
When
being
they
big
used to-
somewhere else and then going there.
Yeah.
Hey, look at me.
Trust me, we're pretty good.
We're pretty good.
Yeah.
Bring your kids.
I think they'd probably blame Greg for not doing enough self-promotion.
Oh,
They're like, Greg, why hadn't you put our shit up on YouTube? On what? Fucking Greg.
Doesn't exist yet. Yeah, you've always got excuses.
Yeah, you always say that. You said that about hoverboards last week.
Piece of shit.
In '99, their trajectory is just on the up and on the up, and they'd self-funded a second TV series which was broadcast in the UK, Australia, and the US, and they'd started a tour overseas in the UK, Ireland, the USA, and New Zealand. Smaller crowds, but starting to build them up a little bit. And in Australia, they were still touring everywhere, like right through the tiny towns that no one else would go, and just packing out, the little country venues. When they went back to America, the Wiggles. Jess's tummy's rumbling.
Sorry.
When they went back to America, they performed at Disneyland, which we've talked about in the past, and were filmed for a TV special in Australia. So they were over there, but it was for Australian TV. It's still way bigger here than they were anywhere else. But in the crowd that day were executives from the Lyric Studios, which is a Texas-based studio, and the vice president at the time, Debbie Rice.
I like the cut of your jib, son.
Yeah, she said there was an audience. Oh, nice.
Nope.
Someone, did you see?
Yeah, you've been praised by 2 separate people about your accent from last week.
And they said it was a Minnesota accent, which I definitely agree with.
Yeah, great. I did watch Beverly Hills when I was a kid, so and the 2 characters moved from Minnesota.
Sure.
All right. So the Texan lady, she said, there was an audience of American children mostly that had never seen the Wiggles before, and they immediately got up and started dancing and interacting with the music. That's when I knew for sure that we had something that would be really big. Pew, pew, pew. And then she's just shot into the air.
And all the kids run away.
Like the Simpsons Texas guy. So following the Disneyland appearance, the Wiggles were signed to Lyric Studios, which was also the home of a little guy called Barney the Friendly Dinosaur.
Oh, okay.
Any memory of that?
Yeah.
I like me.
Yes.
I like me. I'm the best that I can
stuff.
be.
Awful stuff.
2 + 2 is 4. I can see why this is so popular.
So yeah, that, which was huge for them, obviously. And interestingly, I guess, obviously the USA is sort of the home of entertainment, Hollywood and everything's over there. And traditionally they did not care for international preschool shows.
Huh.
They apparently, Thomas the Tank Engine,
Yes.
they took that on, but they totally revoiced it. They took out Ringo Starr's voice and put an American in.
The fat
because
controller.
They were like, I don't think the kids here are going to be able to understand what that English accent is all about. Same with Bob the Builder, apparently.
Bob the Builder, can we
But did they?
fix
I
it?
never even watched Bob the Builder. Do they? Is it
He's
voice?
It's an English guy, yeah.
Oh,
Yes,
I didn't know that.
we
I've got
can.
a hammer in a nail here, governor.
I
You
don't
know,
know,
that sort of stuff.
he never says governor.
Huh. I'm remembering it funny.
Why would he say governor?
But
He's a tradie.
So there was talk that maybe they'd somehow dub it or something into American, but
Oh, that'd be amazing.
the Wiggles, they from their experience, they were like, as long as they can understand us, the children won't give a shit about the accent, right? The Wiggles stayed true to themselves, and
They self-funded their accents.
and then once the Wiggles got out into the American kid public,
Kid public.
they got right into it. They bloody loved it.
I think that's it's weird that American like bigwigs are like, no, but the Americans won't understand you, and it's like,
Well, I'm talking to you right now.
you do understand me.
Look, I'm not getting any of that. Do you? I mean, can we get a translator in?
We don't need to translate. I can understand you perfectly.
What? I'm so sorry. Hey, you look like a lovely person, but these
gosh.
noises you're making are very confusing to me.
But kids seem to love them.
They do.
They love the
Kids love the
chugga
gibberish.
chugger, big red car. What does that mean? What does that mean?
Big red car. I don't know.
I've never seen one of those.
It's interesting.
What,
Okay.
was that some sort of kangaroo?
I love these characters that you've created. Also, Dave's yours is quite sassy.
Yeah. Okay.
Is
okay.
it a woman?
I don't know what you just said to me, but I think the tone was offensive. So I'm going to stop you right there. Take a chill pill, a chillax shall be taken, and then maybe we can do business.
Okay.
Okay.
These bloody brutes from down under.
God, I just don't understand
Jeez
that.
Louise.
God, do you want to be rich? Come on.
I want some of this American cha-chinga.
Have you heard of the Dorothy? I mean, not Dorothy. You know, Al Dinosaur. What's the purple one?
Barney.
Barney. Sorry.
Barney.
Yeah. Okay, I understood
Barney.
that word because that's our word.
Yeah.
That's our word. Don't you take our word. Okay.
Barney.
Okay, you take that back. Oh my God, that's our word for you. You Barney. And scene.
So the lyric had a mantra, and it was, if they see them, they will love them. So...
It's a weird fucking mantra.
They said that to everything.
Yeah, they sat down
Lyrics
and
mantra
meditated
was
on that.
American.
Fuck yeah.
America.
So they were keen, and they believed.
Were they keen for pain?
They were keen for Peen. Oh my goodness.
Some of that sweet Jeff Fat pain.
But they wanted to connect. They wanted to hook the Wiggles to the Barney freight train because Barney was huge at the time. And that's what they did. So they tacked on Wiggles clips to the start of episodes of Barney or whatever. So the Barney videos would have a pre-roll, not pre-roll, but whatever back then, whatever the olden days thing was of pre-roll. And that worked really well. And it meant, the kids were loving the hot potato. They wanted more of the hot potato sort of
Who
stuff.
doesn't? Once you have one hot potato, you're like, oh,
Man,
mama.
I just got hungry for hot potato.
I'm just hungry in general.
And then they started getting them to be a live support for Barney at his live shows. So in the intermission, which there's an intermission at the Barney shows,
That's great.
they would play in that. And
Kids got to pee.
went off.
I imagine an intermission at a kid's show would be very difficult.
Yeah, that'd be no good. All right, everybody. It's not really an intermission if you're just going to plug it with more entertainment, is it?
Mm.
It's just like, I guess as Barney gets to go and
Have a-
ring out his...
Yeah, the Barney,
have a smoke.
Barney guy just gets hosed down.
Yeah, buddy, it would be awful in that thing, I imagine.
Get hosed down. They just have a big bucket of ice out the back.
Prepare the Barney hose. You know that people that wear those suits often wear ice vests underneath? Just to
Really?
keep them cool, yeah.
Apparently, the tour, the Barney tour, sold 60,000 tickets. So there was a lot of people saw them.
60,000.
A lot of new kids.
Far out.
I guess all kids are new in a way, aren't they?
Wow, that's beautiful.
Thank you. So after that season, 2 Wiggles videos shot to number 1 and number 2, top 2 in the Amazon charts. And then Walmart started stocking the Wiggles videos. And yeah, that was when they really kicked off over there. They started headlining their own shows from then in America. And during one of these first tours, the New York Times first wrote about them. And the quote was, they called them the band that rocks the cradle, which is...
That's cool.
Yeah, it is cool, but it's like...
They took the day off after that headline.
The reference is to a horror film, right? Or anyway. The Hand That Rocks the Cradle was like a weird movie where a woman tried to steal a baby or something. All right. Oh yeah, and they also got included in the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade.
Wow.
Which apparently is a huge thing and a big deal. Millions and millions of people see it.
Wow.
Apparently, I read that millions of people see it live. That can't be right. Can it?
I think they line the streets.
But millions of people, that's
Televised,
intense.
though. Is it televised?
It is, yeah, but live, they said. And tens of millions watch it on TV.
Oh, shit.
Millions watch it live.
No, thank you. Oh,
That
crowds.
sounds like no good.
No, that would make me so anxious.
Things are still going great back at home in Australia. In 98, in Adelaide, a shopping centre appearance made TV news because it had to be cut short because of dangerously large crowds.
For a shopping centre?
Yeah, the Wiggles.
That's amazing.
Hey, Jess, I reckon you might have had some involvement in this as a 9-year-old. In 1999, Anthony Field was crowned Cleo Bachelor of the Year.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Remember like it was
annual
yesterday.
You voted?
Oh, mama. He's hot.
I
Like, he
mean-
was already hot, and now he's got like a salt and pepper because he's a bit older.
Oh. And he was
Okay.
Bachelor of the Year.
Yeah, what a weird... That seems
You know that you can have a boyfriend or girlfriend and still be nominated? You just can't be married. That's
Yeah,
the
not
rule.
married. Yeah.
Ah.
So
Still
he could have been
eligible.
in a relationship for 10 years and his girlfriend could have been... No, he's the Bachelor.
Yeah, that's a weird thing. That's a very old school thing, talking about it like marriage still...
No,
counts.
he's still available because he's not married.
Yeah. Technically.
And that is where Beyonce was inspired by her song.
I think this paragraph must have been this is from the Paul Field thing, I think, and I think it must have been written a few years ago, and I think you might realize why. A duets album was released called "It's a Wiggly Wiggly World," which saw the Wiggles perform with some of their dearest friends.
Oh no, it's like Princess Diana or something
Australian
like that.
country legend Slim Dusty, Jimmy Little, Kamal, Christine Arnoux,
What?
and Rolf Harris.
Okay. Oh, no. Oh,
Some of their dearest friends.
Rolf Harris.
Imagine you don't want to still associate yourself with that.
Or
as a-
Slim Dusty. Nah,
Yeah.
he's a legend.
Yeah. And yeah,
Was a legend.
was a legend. I'd love to
Have a beer with Duncan.
I'd love to
I
have
know.
a beer with
He's a
Dunk.
fun. He's a
Let's
fun.
drink in moderation.
And we never, ever get rolling drunk. We drink at the town and country.
Oh, I should
Is
have known.
Where the atmosphere
Is that
is great.
I'd love to have a beer with
Duncan,
Duncan,
'cause Duncan's me, mate.
mate.
I know every word to that song. I don't know why,
Yeah.
but I do.
Didn't even know that was Slim Dusty.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. Okay, great.
And then he likes to have a beer with Patrick.
Ah,
Likes to
I
have a
guess
beer
so.
with Pat. They drink in moderation. It wouldn't even matter if the beer was flat.
Oh, I want to drink with Slim.
It's so good. The best one is Robert. And he goes, love to have a beer with Robert. Love to have a beer with Bob. We drink in moderation. He goes really cheeky. He goes, just one more and back on the job. He's so cheeky.
What a cheeky,
What a larrikin.
what a cheeky larrikin.
Just one more. All right, Slim.
In the
just one more.
early, sorry, Jess.
Not at all.
And what his other big hit was
Pub with
Pub with
no
no beer.
beer.
Beer. It's all about beer with him.
A Pub with no beer. It's nothing sadder. Dreary or glib. No, that's not right.
I don't know that one as well.
There's nothing so or here as a happiness with a pub with no beer.
It's great.
I reckon people in Ohio would really love Slim.
Yeah, I think they can really relate to our Australian pub music.
Pub music, it's a whole industry out here. Well,
Forget
that's how the Wiggles
why.
got started. Well, the Wiggles were a pub rock band.
That's true.
I reckon our podcast would go even
Or the
better.
Cockroaches.
Would go even better overseas if we dubbed it.
Yeah.
with
I think you two
American.
should just speak in those accents all the times.
I think, yeah, people overseas like to listen just sort of relaxing sound.
Yeah, it's just sound. It's just a soundscape.
To them, it's all bubble.
The laugh is not relaxing for them then.
Oh,
It's
yeah,
kind
yeah.
of jolting.
I thought that was a bird. Yep, there it is.
Oh, it's a peaceful river with a bird.
And a really, really low sound coming from the other microphone.
A bumble.
The Wiggles started doing a lot of collabs. They worked with other and
Oh, Missy Elliott.
in the early 2000s. In
Police.
the early 2000s, they got together with the
My
Crocodile
milkshake brings all
Hunter,
the boys.
Oh, the Croc Hunter.
Steve Irwin, to make one of their most famous videos, which was called Wiggly Safari.
Oh, I don't even know that.
No.
That sounds great.
That sounds so good.
It was filmed at Steve and Terry Irwin's Australia Zoo, and apparently Steve, Terry, and Bindi were big fans of the Wiggles.
Well, yeah.
Other big fans? There's heaps, and a lot of them will come to the shows apparently, and then with their kids, obviously.
Yeah.
Like James Hetfield from Metallica. Apparently, he came one time and Murray spotted him in the crowd, so he started playing Enter Sandman riff. And then James Hetfield got up and gave him the sign of the devil.
And the other kids were like, sit down.
That's so cool.
Robert De Niro came in and wanted to meet them after a show one time.
You wiggling at me? You wiggling at me?
I'm wiggling here.
Hey!
That's so funny. Wouldn't you love to have that sort of star power where you could be like, I want to meet him. And they're
Yeah.
like, yeah, no, sure, absolutely. I'd love that.
Be fun.
It would be.
Actually, no, I'd hate that. It's a lot of pressure.
I'd like Robert De Niro to want to meet me.
Yeah. I'm wiggling here.
Imagine. That would have apparently Anthony, after that, Anthony went to one of the other Wiggles. He's like, this is great. It's probably going to make the next time we meet a Home and Away star a little less exciting.
Oh, yeah, nah. Good call.
When they were back in Australia, they received the ARIA's Outstanding Achievement Award.
Wow.
Australian Recording
Industry
Industry
Awards.
Awards.
Mhm.
Association.
It's association.
Association.
Otherwise, it'd be ARIA. It'd be the award awards. Anyway, I'm so hungry. I'm so hungry. In 2005, Dreamworld on the Gold Coast, Australia's own Disneyland,
Well,
opened.
What? Yeah, Disneyland, but better.
Yeah. It's got the giant drop.
what?
I love.
Oh,
Dreamworld.
actually-
I haven't been to Disneyland.
Dreamworld has tigers, to be fair.
White tigers.
but I've been to 2 Disneylands, and they were much better
Yeah.
than Dreamworld.
Okay.
There, I
Oh,
said it.
Well, that's amazing.
There.
They must be amazingly good.
They are. They're the happiest places on earth.
Do they have a giant drop?
Yeah.
But in Dreamworld, they were approached by Dreamworld to open a Wiggles World
What?
inside of Dreamworld,
Yes.
and they did it. And it features.
What a twist!
Long story short,
Long story short, they got offered a lot of cash and said, "Hell yeah!"
Wiggles World features a big red car ride, Dorothy's Rosy Teacup ride, which is
That's adorable. Is it still there?
yeah.
I don't remember seeing
remember
it last
seeing
time I was there, but you probably, because as you go as an adult,
Yeah, you wouldn't.
you
Look for
don't look for the really kiddie stuff.
Has
the SS Feather Sword, like a boat, I guess.
Has it still got
Amazing.
Greg's Smelly Kingdom?
Yeah.
Just a really smelly room
It's out the back.
out the back
It's
with
like,
it.
That's the janitor's closet.
Yeah, it's got a big PA though. Huge.
Beautiful sound, big bassy sound. Yeah, so that's kind of cool. I did hear, like I was reading in an interview with all of them, and they were talking about how they don't ever put their name to things they don't believe in. But they put it the
SS Feathersword, I
they're
love
the
that.
real life Krusty the Clown, right?
Yeah.
They just put their name is on everything.
Yeah.
At least in Australia.
Yeah.
But they're like, only healthy things like yogurts and fruit juices and stuff. But
Okay.
fruit juices aren't.
They're not
I
that
don't-
healthy.
I don't think they are healthy, but still, they
It's better than a soft drink.
yeah, I guess so. So they definitely they don't do anything that's like particularly bad, but they
So they won't do like Wiggles radiation cans.
yeah, I think
wonder if
they
there's-
They said
I think
no
they
to
drew
that.
the line there.
I wonder if there's ever been a Wiggles McDonald's collab.
Yeah, I feel like that would mean that would make a liar of them. I don't think so. I
No.
don't think they'd go
I don't
to
remember
that sort
one.
of stuff.
Maybe the toys.
Oh yeah, actually, mate. Oh, I'm really not sure. I don't know.
I don't think so. They started. They tested out the idea of franchising the band. They thought the best way to do it was in a small market. So they went to Taiwan and put together a band who performed in Mandarin. And it was quite successful. They also put together a Spanish-speaking band of based Australians, but to tour South America.
Wow.
And both went quite well, but in the end they decided, and that the feedback they got internationally was that they quite liked their videos, and the non-English speaking markets just dubbed their voices into the local
Yeah.
language, but left the songs in English,
Oh sure.
and saw them as like an educational thing, helping teach the kids English.
I reckon it's probably a bit like how we tried to have Australian Top Gear. You know, like it's not the same.
It sort of seems
You
a bit
can't
more-
capture that chemistry.
Yeah, because
You know?
they just didn't seem like massive fuckheads.
Yeah.
I didn't see it. I assume they didn't. They probably needed to do more of that. They got referenced a lot because they really got into, as Paul Field said, they really became part of the zeitgeist, and they realized this when they were just getting referenced on all sorts of shows. They've been referenced on ER, The West Wing, Scrubs, How I Met Your Mother, 2.5 Men, Family Guy, 6 Feet Under, Arrested Development, Saturday Night Live, Kath and Kim, and movies such as Knocked Up, Life as We Know It, and Just Like Heaven. They've
And the Wiggles movie.
and the Wheels movie. They
Which is
also
a masterpiece.
appeared as themselves, obviously, on shows like The View, Entertainment Tonight, Today Show, Jimmy Kimmel Show, The Late Late Show with Craig Ferguson, great show. The Panel, Enough Rope with
The
Andrew
Panel.
Denton,
Remember
and
The Panel?
Sunrise. Yeah, Panel was a great show.
Wow.
Really good show.
Really good show.
Greg the Yellow Wiggle started battling with health issues.
Oh no.
I told you that at the start.
He apparently even from '92 he was having bouts of tiredness.
Okay.
What? That's not a surprise when you're doing 600 shows a week.
Yeah,
but,
true.
but more than the others. Yeah, that's true. But he it ended up catching up with him, and he was diagnosed with a few different things. But yeah, it was like it affected his balance.
Yeah, he was
And
quite
he's-
unwell for a while.
And here's a quote from Greg at the time. This emotional decision was one which was very difficult, as I've dedicated almost half my life to the Wiggles. And with a question mark over my health, I feel that this is the right decision. I wish the guys continued success and welcome Sam Moran with open arms into the yellow skivvy.
That'd be hard.
I know he's a great performer, is well equipped to be the yellow wiggle, and I hope the other guys will talk to him like they didn't talk to me. Which was not. I thought that was nice.
That was nice, yeah. Of course, they didn't
That
talk
would
to
be,
him.
imagine how hard it would be taking over.
Yeah, that was true. And Sam Moran, he'd
was
been
pretty
around.
cool.
He was like the understudy for Greg for quite a while. So he'd been around. He knew it all.
They had
But he-
understudies?
He was worried about. Yeah, like that's how big of the
Why?
operation was. But he was worried about how the kids were going to take to him.
Yeah.
He said it helped the video that had Greg handing over the yellow skivvy. Helped explain it to a lot of them, and he said most of them got it. Sort of.
And
thing.
also, like, they have a new generation of fans every, 3 years.
Yeah.
Because there's only, a
That's
certain
right.
amount of window where you are a big Wiggles fan genuinely. And now, obviously, I would say that I think the Wiggles are cool, but I'm not their
But I also
Yeah,
think...
target market.
I think the thing with being a fan of something as an adult is that you do get quite fanatical and you would research and you know things about all the performers and stuff, and so you do get really attached to them. I think with kids they're just kind of like, cool, another dude just
Whoa,
Yeah,
he
the
sings a
yellow guy.
song.
Yeah.
yeah, they're just playing their fun music and I like to dance and he seems nice. Like I don't think they're going to be like, no, you're not Greg.
Wait, you're not Greg.
No.
No.
He'd go,
no.
hello, I'm Sam. They go, cool, you're Sam.
Hi, Sam.
Yeah, exactly. Kids are cool.
Kids are all right. But apparently it was pretty brutal for Sam. Apparently he was known as the salaried wiggle. All of the other ones were partners in the company.
Oh.
But he was just getting a wage.
So they were all earning millions a year. His wage was it was $200,000 a year, but they would sort of
Oh,
never. He was never
shit.
fully welcomed into the band as a full member.
So they drive the Aston Martins to the gig and he'd still get the bus.
Yeah, but I'm like he's earning $200,000 a year, but still.
Wow, good point though. Shit, he's not
yeah.
getting a cut of all the...
Yeah,
Yeah, but
that's
why
right.
should he? He
Everything
didn't
else.
create it.
Well, I mean, if you think of it as a band, if you join a band, that's how it normally works.
Yeah, but he's joining a business, not
He's
a band.
They're more of So
By this stage, they're an
which
international
is
business.
which is fine, but making fun of him for it is like some sort of a soft form of bullying.
Yeah.
But
Well, you mean the other members made fun of him?
Yeah, apparently.
Oh, shit.
They-
Oh, so I
that-
think you
his-
meant the press was talking
No,
about
Yeah.
it. They were like, hey, celery man.
Yeah,
I
apparently
own
that was-
you. Dance, piggy.
So Greg, and Greg was obviously a full member, but to leave, he decided to be bought out from his share, and he
Okay.
got bought out for $20 million.
Wow.
5 years later, he was feeling healthier and he wanted to join the band back again, and he did. And that's when some stuff came out, like about the salary, like nicknames and stuff like that. Started coming out. And it sounded like Anthony sounded pretty cold around this time, and his brother Paul has said that this is the only time that they really felt backlash as a band in their whole career. This was the only time they really felt like, they said apparently it was a really tough time. Apparently, Anthony Field, in an interview, dismissed Sam as just a hired hand. Why are you asking about him? He's just a hired hand. What Sam does now is Sam's thing. His contract has come to an end. Sam was just doing a job. He was a hired hand. I haven't spoken to him. Why are you asking me about him? Sort of thing. I don't want to speak for a guy. I don't know how he feels. So he's just, pretty cold. It sounds like maybe he was a bit fed up with questions. You don't know necessarily, but it's like, that's not good PR for a big multi-million-dollar company.
And for Greg to come back, did he have to buy his way back in? He's been paid out, or
no,
is he now on a wage?
I think that's what happened to him as well. So he was just back in on a salary.
God, I hope it's more than $200,000 a year, because if you've just been paid $20 million, you'd probably be like, well, I probably don't have to do this anymore.
So that in the years after Greg got back with the band, the popularity was starting to decline a little bit. Like their income was still millions a year, and they were still on like the BRW Australian Entertainers Rich List, right up towards the top. But the money was shrinking year after year. And something they've sort of mentioned was like they were making $20+ million a year, but that was like the gross amount. There's they've got a big staff. They've got to pay for all the touring, a bus, and there's a lot of expenses that go out as well. I was saying even some of the years where they were bringing in $20+ million, they were making a loss some years.
What?
Years they were investing in I guess their...
Got to spend money to make money, baby.
Exactly, baby.
Dave, say baby.
Oh, baby.
That's gross.
You asked for it.
I did. Feel dirty.
Feel dirty.
Baby.
Like a baby.
Who shat itself?
Yep, exactly.
So as they were starting to decline, some of the original members. So we're back to the original 4, and they were starting to think about the future. They're getting a bit older. Jeff, was pushing towards 60, and he and Murray decided that it was time. Greg wasn't ready. He'd only just come back to the band for a little while.
And they wanted to leave. What a surprise. What a surprise. Hey, guys, I'm back. Yeah, we just discussed it. We're out.
We're done. We're dunsies.
You're the Wiggles, Greg. You are the Wiggles.
So
Wiggle on.
But Greg eventually decided that if the other 2 were leaving, it was best to do it all at the same time.
And Anthony's like, oh, fucking hell.
Well, Anthony, it feels like in this research, it feels like Anthony is the band, kind of. He brought on his brother to manage. Like I think they're really the core of the operation. But I think they also thought that it would be best to have one of the original members to sort of transition. And the replacement purple, red, and yellow Wiggles, for the first time, the new yellow Wiggle was a lady.
Oh. Her name's Emma?
Emma Watkins.
Emma.
Then there's also Simon Pearce and Lachlan Gillespie. Lachlan, so now Wake Up Jeff is Wake Up Lockie.
Oh, I love the name Lockie. That's very cute.
Wake Up Lockie.
Wake Up Lockie.
Like, why don't they just change their names legally to Jeff?
Yeah, and
all 4 of them.
Emma should be Greg.
I'm Jeff. I'm Jeff. I'm Jeff. I'm Jeff.
Oh, okay. They're all Jeff. Jeff.
Jeff.
They have to do like a harmonizing Jeff. Like Jeff. That's why we're not a band.
Yeah. Yes.
So...
And did that bring them more success?
And yeah, there's been a bit of a bounce in popularity, that sort of stuff, which is smart. I mean, it's, they're for kids. They were getting... They needed to freshen it up a bit.
And is Anthony still there?
Anthony's still there till this very day.
Wow. And didn't I think 2 of them got married. I think Emma and Lockie got married. Emma and Lockie?
Really? Do they talk about that on the Wiggles?
That was pretty much kept a secret for a long time.
It was very recently they got married.
Oh.
But it is the purple and yellow Wiggle. Yeah. So Lockie and Emma.
Yeah, I remember seeing
They
photos.
had a secret love affair for 2 years. But yeah, now they're out and proud. I think they're having a kid.
Oh, really?
I think they're having a baby Wiggle.
Oh my god, a baby Wiggle.
Do you reckon
What does purple and yellow make as a colour?
Brown.
Brown.
Pooh Brown.
Which is appropriate because babies shit a lot.
Okay.
What about are they also are they also on a wage?
Yeah, so they're all salaried. So the business is still run by those 3. The 3 guys are still sort of running the show. They're the 3 partners.
Oh, the Greg and
not Greg, Murray.
Yeah, Greg.
Jeff.
Oh, and
Anthony.
Yes,
and
Greg's out.
Greg's out.
Greg's gone.
Well,
Do you reckon they all still have
$20
like?
million bucks he got paid for?
Do you
Like
reckon they all still have barbecues together? Like, are they mates? Do you
I
reckon?
think they're still mates. Yeah, I believe so.
I remember Murray being on Spicks and Specs. He's a funny fucker.
Oh, hang on. Who's come back to the party? Said Murray was the funny one, you fucking piece of work. How dare you?
Hey, we can all
I
agree.
can't believe you questioned me on that, and you knew.
I knew.
There's only one
I
thing
just
we
like
can
to
agree on,
disagree.
and that is that Greg smells.
Yeah, that's what we can all agree on.
Apparently Murray was the one, whenever there were like heated discussions, Murray was the chilled out, hey guys, come on,
That sounds
bring
right.
it together.
That sounds right. God, I love Murray.
Yeah. He's also 6'5", Murray.
That's very tall.
That
Very
is
tall.
no.
Good.
So when he was
is
when
that
he was
true?
playing Dorothy the dinosaur,
Look at
that
Dave.
was a scary, hulking dinosaur.
Dave looks like terrified because not in the
Well,
he's just realised 6'5" is a height.
Is he actually 6'5"?
Yeah.
How, do they
he's
not,
very
how does he not
tall.
look weird next to the other ones? Like I imagine
Well, they're
Jeff's
all
small. Are they all
tallish.
6'4"?
Yeah, they're all 6'4".
He's only 1 inch tall.
Greg's quite tall, but they
Greg was
do
tall.
tower over him. Here's a photo.
Greg's tall. Jeff's quite short, and Anthony's kind of medium height.
So he was replaced by a tall man as well.
Which one's tall?
The one who's clearly taller than the others.
Oh, but what's his name?
Murray.
Murray.
The guitarist.
Yes. The
My
red
favourite.
one. The red
God,
one.
he's
The funny one.
Stop making noise.
I've decided that I don't like him now. I know he's tall. He's my least favourite.
Wow, you
'Cause you come up
heightest.
to his belly button.
Come back, Greg. Greg looked tall. He looked lanky,
He's tall.
but just not as tall.
Oh my god.
He'd
It's
be-
like he
he'd
just
be-
doesn't understand how height works.
I'm offended by his height.
You are. Look, he's all flustered.
What about Jeff? Is Jeff small?
I think he's
Jeff's
pretty short.
Jeff's pretty short.
Okay, great.
I think Emma looks like the short. What a way to finish. I think Emma might be the shortest.
Yeah, makes sense.
Here's
Well, that's
Anthony.
why-
Yeah, Anthony's buff with tats on his arms.
Is he? You love him. Is that why they had to wear skivvies? Because he roided up.
Maybe.
Also, they're the
Nothing that hides muscles like a skivvy. A tight one.
That's why Arnold Schwarzenegger always wears skivvies. That's in Kindergarten Cop. Lots of skivvies.
I found that there's this page that's like is its own fun facts thing, and it's not as good as our fun facts. There's one fun fact here goes, Jeff Fat, the purple wiggle, he's not narcoleptic, but falls asleep all the time for real. So that's most people.
Yeah,
Fall asleep.
we all
He falls
sleep.
asleep
days.
nearly every night. Nearly. One night a week he stays up all night.
What's he do?
He's watching cartoons.
Sick.
He loves Top Cat.
Apparently, their revenue peak was $45 million in 2009, but they suffered a drop every year until they retooled the group with the younger performers.
Wow.
But I mean, the drop still, that was still.
They're still doing
multi
this.
millions.
Yeah, we're not making that.
And also, this is other funny. Greg, the old yellow wiggle, is a huge Elvis fanatic. He owned the 4th largest personal Elvis collection in the world.
What? That's crazy.
Wow.
Yeah, anyway,
There
Look,
we go.
we gotta fucking wrap it up.
Wrap it up.
So that was the Wiggles. Thanks
That
so
was
much.
great. That was very interesting.
Yes, it was like I didn't know a lot of that. The biggest surprise was that his brother wasn't the pirate.
That, to me,
Thanks for listening for the hour and a half since that fact. But that really peaked early.
Hopefully I don't know why. I don't know if I feel like some American listeners are probably like, what's an Australian thing? And that's maybe why that was suggested by Nick. It's like the Wiggles. That'd be one of our
Biggest
very
exports
few
for sure.
big exports.
Sometimes they were on the Forbes rich list. Like the proper
It'd be Wiggles, Hugh Jackman,
Nicole Kidman in years that she makes
and
big
Nicole-
movies.
Yeah, that's-
Hemsworth.
Oh, there are a few. There's a
Yeah,
few
now the
actors.
Hemsworths.
Way more actors than music for some reason.
Yeah, music's not so much.
Hmm.
There we
We
go.
hardly ever, I think our last number one over there was Iggy Azalea.
Yeah, she was big.
Okay.
Gautier.
Gautier was big.
Yeah.
One song. Anyway.
You don't have to shut me up.
Okay. That was great though, man. I really enjoyed that report. A good one.
Me too. Well done, Matt. Hey,
Good
Matt.
topic.
I'm proud
Hey,
of you.
thanks, guys.
Matt,
Paul-
Matt,
Hey,
I'm proud of you.
thanks, Jess. I mean, a lot of that was taken from Paul Field's own bloody mouth.
Thank you, Paul Field.
So,
Wow.
and he was only ever going to talk about it in relatively positive ways.
Good
So it was
point.
interesting that he really let go about
Greg.
Greg.
Yeah. Why did he say all that horrible shit? Imagine the stuff he left out
Yeah.
about how much he hates Greg.
So I'd love to hear the unauthorized biography with all the real dirt.
Yeah.
Get some dirt on the
Real
Wiggles.
dirt.
Yeah, the real dirt.
Apparently, at this stage, no one's cared enough to do that, but
Well,
it's really
gap
open.
in the market
Yeah.
Wiggles, the real story.
by Dave Warnicky.
Yeah.
It's your time to shine,
It's
Dave.
just fan fiction.
Hey, thanks so much for listening, everyone. You should always get on our thing and rate us highly.
Oh yeah, we haven't said that in a long time. We always talk about our Facebook and Twitter, which is at Do Go On Pod. If you want to suggest a topic, our Twitter is getting more and more followers, but our Facebook's pretty steady.
Yeah, jump over to Facebook.
Most of the world's on Facebook, so if you want to jump on there, like our page, you can email us, dogoonpod@gmail.com.
We share a lot of fun things on Facebook, so,
totally do.
you're probably missing out on some fire content.
That's right. And as Matt said, we haven't, and as I said, we haven't mentioned it in a long time, but it does help if you do rate us on iTunes or whatever medium you use to download the podcast. Makes people more, I guess it makes people trust it more, doesn't it?
I think it just
Yeah.
makes it easy to find as well.
Yeah, it puts it up in the crazy iTunes ratings, that kind of thing. So if you do that, if you do enjoy the show every week, please do give us a good rating.
Yes.
It's always nice
Yeah.
to read too, isn't it?
Oh, I love it. And also, if there's any regional Victorian listeners here in Australia, Jess and I are going to go out on a little comedy tour in November.
Yeah, we are. We're hitting the road, baby.
Yes.
I had to say babe and then thought babe was weird.
Will you be
So I
doing
panicked and said
multiple
baby.
shows a day, just like the Wiggles?
I refuse. I outright refuse.
But you can, if you want to find out more about it, you can either look up on the Stupid Old Studios Facebook page, or the website is stupidoldstudios.com/tour.
Yeah,
/tour.
check that out.
We'll also be tweeting and Facebooking about it. So, like I said, please jump on those things and you'll hear all about that.
Oh, enough of this dirty plugging.
Plug, plug, plug.
I feel so dirty.
Well, I'm going to go and put on my purple skivvy.
And you're going to look like a fucking pedophile, and I will not be walking anywhere near you as we go to get treats.
Oh, no. No one wants to look like that when they're getting treats.
No,
You a big Phantom fan?
I love the Phantom. I'll put on my Phantom costume. Is that less?
that's fine.
Thank you. Thank you
I'll
very much.
allow it.
Well, we're off to get treats. Thanks so much for listening. We'll have a fresh new episode with the lovely voice of Jess Perkins next week. But until then, I will say goodbye.
Laters.
Bye.